짜잔. Hello. hello, good evening. Thank you for the pad. Hi. Welcome.
Welcome to Ace Attorney Investigations.
It's funny. You know, it's very funny to me because it's like, haha, people have been waiting for this game for years. For these games, sorry. No, for these games, technically. The second, since the second one never got an official release before. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. In English. It obviously had its original release in Japan. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway. Since I'm coming from literally the game that, like, chronologically takes place before this, only very shortly before this, I'm just like, ah, yay! I was going to see Edgeworth again. It's been like 3 days. And everyone else was like,
oh, finally!
Crying, screaming. But yeah, I am so happy. I am so ready. Also, they really learned how to improve on their ports and collections. You have so many options. We could be playing this game with any of the voice acting, actually. Like, we could have everyone scream out in German. Einspruch! And I was like, what? assuming they still have normal court proceedings in these games. I don't actually know any of the gameplay in Investigations. I have no idea what is going to be different with these games than like the normalized attorneys. So this is completely blind. I know I've been using the first playthrough tag for most of my streams because I always forget I have it there, but this time, for real, actually, it's going to be a first playthrough. I've never played any of these games before. It's gonna be enough shouting. Okay, that's good enough for me then. I love shouting at people. I love getting shouted at in games. No, but it's gonna be completely blind. So, would it even hurt that much to have German voice acting here? I mean, I could turn it on. Hold on. Where is it? Language. We could make it German voice acting. I don't mind. Einspruch. It's got the Korean like. Oh, okay. What else do we have? Igiari. And objection. Oh, French. Objection. Einspruch. You know what? I'm gonna keep it. I think that's gonna be fine. Fun and fine. Also, thank you for the chaos nannery. Alright. Ooh, Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney Investigations, and Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit. Well, we're obviously going to start with the first game. It doesn't make much sense for me to start with the second game since I don't even know the first one. Let's get it. I'm so hyped. Yeah, the show Universal. Oh! Probably, maybe. I don't know who they have. I'll hopefully have them credited somewhere, I guess. Wait. Ace Attorney. I can type. Let me check. No, I don't want the German voice actors for the Leighton crossover. No? No, that is not actually surprisingly, no. Yeah, I can't tell you. I can't not tell you. Maybe it's gonna be in the credits somewhere, or maybe if I spent more than like 2 minutes searching for it, I would be able to find it. But I cannot tell you right now, so. But that's gonna be interesting. Just sitting there, everything is English, everything is fine, and then boom, bam! Einspruch! Sag schon, Sasuke! I immediately get an achievement just for starting the game with the HD sprites. Oh yeah, we're playing with the HD sprites. That's what you're automatically set to, and I mean it is the HD collection. I would like to see those new sprites instead of the pixels. Yeah. Let's find out. Make sure the defendant is found guilty. What other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Ooh. Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. Eh? Alright, hi! I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Ha! Always have been, always will be. And why are you shooting a guy in Edgeworth's office? Hello? What's happening here?
Prosecutor's building, 12th floor hallway. Oh, there he is!
It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe's been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. The door is unlocked. That's not good. That's never a good sign. Just saying. Detective Gumshoe. What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood. Oh my god. What the? What's the meaning of this? Phrase. Identify yourself. Shut up. Oh wow. You got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat?
I know.
Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. Yeah, back away slowly, huh? I see! Okay, you start the game, you immediately held at gunpoint. It's not what I expected. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases, and some very frantic and busy days.
March 14. Almost 3 in the morning. Hell yeah. My prosecutor's offices, room 1202.
Well... Jesus Christ. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. Oh, those sprites are so fun! Oh my god! Okay. Sandra, sir, are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in the office, I ran up here straight away.
I don't you.
This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective for the local precinct. And the one assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However... Look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say. The culprits all leave my floor with dirt rather than well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Mud?
No one gets away with tracking mud into my office, and no one gets away with tracking murder into your office either. Wow.
Sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. That's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So we'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Also, this game actually has a backlog now, so if I accidentally like press forward and we haven't actually read the text, I can now look it up. Hell yeah. Speaking of things that piqued my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Ooh, it's a real coincidence that the murder took place in my office. I get a nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? I mean, his car was used... His car was also used to try and blame him for a murder he didn't commit before, so I'm not surprised. No, not really, especially because of this. The key to your office. For security reasons, this office's door has a lock built into it. Alright. What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? Logic, my thing. We're finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? First, I recall the information we've gathered with left button, and then I connect them together with Y. What now? No, to use left button, recall the facts, okay. Ooh. Okay, well, crime scene. And office key. And connect. Ha ha! How do you use basic logic? Hey! For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as a mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir! There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? Oh. Yeah, so you just collect puzzle pieces and then put them together. That's cool. You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to the conclusion, only the truth remains. Do I have... Hold on, 1 second though. Do I have any way to make text show up any faster? No, right? Of course not. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Okay. Well, let's start with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! Begin investigation! Oh, right! The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that. And when I want to examine something, I simply use A when I'm next to it. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use Y, okay? I'll give you very precise advice as an ace investigation. As an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later for free time, I suppose. Oh, okay. Then uses his Magatama, pulls his bracelet, and Athena has a movement on his edge. He has basic logic. It's fun though.
Oh, look at that! No way! Wow, I'm moving. Okay, what is it?
What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made the escape after disposing of the gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. You had to enlighten me as to where. Oh, I know. I was issued the exact same model. I think. Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much, except in emergency, so that's why I didn't recognize it. It's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. In front of the crime scene, it's the same model as those used by precinct detectives. Uh-oh. Is anyone missing? Missing theirs? What happened here? We finished photographing the body, so it should be a right to examine this area. Oh. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Oh, hello. Let's see here. Blood all over his lower abdominal area. Looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area. Oh, looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep. And until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. He definitely wrote something on the book spines there, though. Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found at around 2:05. You're going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. I know to re-examine a piece I have but to press up each open. Okay. Organizer is known for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand with it too. Probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Yeah? Show me. Ooh, okay. The victim's case. Why was he killed in my office? Homicide detective at the local precinct in charge of the initial investigation. Alright. Proof of my professional, I prefer to keep it in my pocket. Right, okay. What do we have here? I think I've seen one of those before. It's a police badge detective. Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coincidence. Let's take a look inside. Buddy Faye, the detective. It appeared our victim was a detective just like you. Ah, was it his gun then? Was he shot with his own gun? I seem to have got a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Let me check if there's anything more I can check out here. What? Watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. Killer's going to pay. This t-shirt. You're really mad. What kind of pose is that, Gumshoe? This tea set is very dear to my hand, can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. What? Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks. Alright. Files are all over the floor, sir. Only fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, my files are mass pointing to a struggle between the victim and the killer. Okay. I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, it's just run out all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I water the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? Does he? Okay, wait, you want me to combine something? Well, the victim was a detective, and the revolver is probably his gun, right? I don't know. I think he's always had the name Miles, actually. Revolver, the standard model used by detectives, could have belonged to a recently departed. Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see, what have we got here? It's Ashworth, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. It can be assumed that this gun is the murder weapon it was issued to the victim. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. As I always say, you've got to look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use to rotate an object, there's no such thing as a bad out. Zoom in, get out to the 20. Okay. How many bullets are there still in there? Ah. Looks like only one round was fired from this. House, the killer killed the victim just one shot after wresting a gun from him? This other guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. This is about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to Otto. Jim! why. How could this have happened to a guy like you? If there is going to be a perspective puzzle, I hope it's not gonna be as bad as the other one. Excuse me. Are you alright? Don't touch me. Leave me alone. Just let me be. Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. And he is dead, so it is a body, though. I'm sure what you want me to do there. Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure. Just in a bloodstained suit, pal. Well, my manners. Are you a prosecutor? Well, yes, I am. I'm Porchman, prosecutor. Yuck. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm not Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess it's your office. Yes, that is correct. Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Yeah. Don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. Yuck. 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 High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it's you then, you're Jim's killer. No way, pal, you got it all wrong. Pal, everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you're a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're a great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Why would I want to work with you? And how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for watching in like that. Carry on then, it's your room after all. Thank you, I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there? Sir. I want you to capture this scene on film for me. Final farewell to my partner, Jim. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why? What? I should probably give them some space. Why do you want to have pictures taken of you standing next to his corpse? What? Okay, whatever. I hope you can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on the sofa. The thing looks a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir. Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. I wanted to look at the picture here, actually, but okay. A murderer glows over the victim's body. Jacket, sir, what's it doing on the floor? It's not even a picture, it's the actual jacket. Oh, okay. I mean, that makes more sense. He has an actual jacket hanging there, not just a picture of his jacket in, like, life-size. That does make more sense. Must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me with flying around.
So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well. They had to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in. What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster.
It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. No one has something more here. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective? There's a giant contradiction right here in front of us.
Really?
There's a contradiction. He must be rubbing off on me. Starting to sound like him. Oh, who's he? Yeah, exactly. That's his fancy schmancy outfit. I have my own methods and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's where my detective skills come into play. Okay. First I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. Oh, this is it. This bullet holes where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press Y with conviction. Okay. And when I have found sufficient proofs to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. Eureka! Hi, you didn't even know. This bullet hole is the contradiction.
What do you mean, sir?
It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felt the victim. And the second felt his frame. Oh, we're nowhere yet. Like, we are still very much in tutorial central. We haven't even left the first room.
That's right.
However, this gun was only fired once.
It's true too.
Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? Other than the victim's gun that I found, could there be another gun in play here?
By the way, I noticed something, sir.
Yes. What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? That, it's a secret safe.
A secret safe? Oh, waste of money.
Let's spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way.
Roger that. Talk about dusty.
I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while.
I had no idea there was a safe here. I'd have kept it clean for you, sir.
So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one.
Really? I had no idea.
I mean, yeah, there are secret safes. If everyone knew that every prosecutor's office has a secret safe, they wouldn't be quite that secret, right? Only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence.
So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth?
Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session.
That's it.
Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Each prosecutor has one in the office, only they know of them. Trial evidence use. Unrest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Well, I mean, to be fair, the keypad looks pretty suspicious, no? This is odd.
You found something, sir.
This keypad, don't you find it to be a bit too clean?
Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not in the keypad itself.
You there, the forensic scientist?
Yes, sir.
Could you please test this area for fingerprints?
You got it, sir. Couldn't find, let alone lift a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well.
All of the fingerprints on this have been wiped clean out. Each prosecutor has one now. Only they know of them. Prints will wipe. As I thought, it appears that logic is the only way around this setback. And to rationally and calmly play connect the dots with the information we have. Alright. I believe I've figured out what the murderer was after.
Well, what is it, sir?
The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe. Making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. Theft? Question mark. The culprit! Oh my god, Capcom! You're telling me we have an HD collection and we still and the second game was translated like completely new. I don't know. I guess the text of the first one was available before, so maybe it's just the same exact fucking script. But you're telling me there's still typos. The culprit tried to open my safe. It's the killer's motive theft. I see. Okay, I guess it didn't. Why am I not surprised? I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. There's a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. Gonna shelf files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Sure. Let's give that a try. Oh yeah, listen, it's just funny. It's just funny to see, but it was the same in the Ace Attorney thing as well, like in the first one as well. I just find it very interesting that when porting collections of these games that no one ever seems to go over the scripts again, because it's like, oh, you know, they've been out for 10 years, why bother now? Well, maybe because there's been typos in them for 10 years now. You could fix them with the re-release. And all the good ones always die young. Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it. Here, let me help. So this one goes here, and that goes there. You sure know a lot about how things go, despite it being Mr. Atwood's office. I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. The blood stains on the bookshelf are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. Well, that depends. Were the other languages translated from the English script, or were the other languages translated from the original Japanese script as well? And then the guy fell on the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. You know, I'm not good with blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. They're all back just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Although it does look like a killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. What if they found what they were looking for? Well, I mean, this one looks mighty suspicious. Why did you become a detective? That's a very good question. Frankly, I think they should go through as little languages as possible, because you will inevitably lose something. But who knows? This is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh? But the bullet really lodged so squarely in the file spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Yeah. Eureka! It's clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole.
What do you mean, sir?
You don't see. Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up.
What if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir?
That would be logical. The victim leaned against the shelf after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot.
And that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir?
It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. Yeah, no, absolutely. You know what? I'm gonna play with a different voiceover every single time. Every single stream, I'm just gonna change it to another voice. Language. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. It was a faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position in the order of the facts. I believe the order of the files is a bit off.
You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now?
Actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh. Yeah, you see here how the files that were shot begin with the number O. What are those doing all the way down here? There after 1, 2, and 3. That's really weird. Actually, the way they're organized now is the correct order. They're exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. And from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. So that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Ah! Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Fade. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? All the writing over on the right side that I'm completely covering right now does look a little like someone tried to write down Gumshoe, but wasn't quite sure how to write his name. Not that you guys can see it, I'm right in front of it. Hehe. Puzzling indeed. Files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime, but why? I would rearrange my files twice, once before and once after the murder. Why? Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look.
This. What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood?
Or maybe that's just an age. Okay, never mind. We're just missing the S. I say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity, indeed.
No, there's gotta be some mistake. Miss Ashworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir.
It appears that one of my files was stolen.
Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation?
Is this what the killer was really after? What if the files that were written up on in blood was stolen by the culprit?
Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. His most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up.
Oh, we're pointing fingers. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say?
If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning.
You got it.
I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out.
Edgeworth, what are you going to do?
What I always do in court, I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with his technique.
Oh, how'd you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir?
Is that a tutorial then? Alright, first I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with the present the evidence. Okay. Sensibly simply use mine, but that's all.
It's not like there's gonna be a flaw in a testimony every time, right?
Correct. And at those times I need to press the witness. Sometimes by pressing I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony.
I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations too.
Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully.
Can you explain it to me, sir? I've only seen you do it half a dozen times. Yeah, alright.
Detective Akashio, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead.
That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf.
And thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer.
I can hear Jim's voice and he's calling for his killer's arrest.
Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe's the culprit here. I'll find a flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Yeah, boy. God, I wish I could speed up the text a little bit, Jesus Christ.
Objection!
Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there's a serious flaw in your logic. Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me. Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office.
What are you talking about?
Are you joking? I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file?
What? That's impossible.
What's impossible, Mr. Portsman?
Nothing.
The files on our shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Einspruch!
I think they have different voice actors, yeah. I know for sure there's one new voice actor for the English one because I saw a post about them, but
it's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder.
I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof.
Yeah, I mean the S is gone, there's only half an H.
Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case. I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can scent a sight of blood. Which means...
What exactly? What does that make his dying message?
It makes the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene.
That's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You see, I'm gonna have him under arrest in no time.
Well, Mr. Portsman. Brilliant! Absolutely splendid! Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Nah, you win some, you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. Well, you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However, the lamp is unfortunately shining right into my eyes, and I cannot seem to get it into a position where it stops shining into my eyes. But if I turn it off, it's too dark in my room, and then I get even more of a headache.
Was it this time? Are you still after me, pal?
Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office?
That would be me. A massage would just prove that I'm innocent, pal.
What? What? Huh? That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? What is he doing? What are you doing? Well, I was thinking, did you know there's one other person with a key to this office? One other person?
Hey, you there. Yes, sir. What is it, sir?
Would you kindly fetch and escort a lovely young lady here for me? A lady? Regardless of a member of this building's security, think of her as a material witness.
Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't.
What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I've called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Oh no!
Maggie! Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie.
Miss Bird is a security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building.
What?
If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird.
How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal.
Do I get a profile for her?
Yeah. How old are you in this one? 23. She knows her from when she was a police officer, now works as nighttime security. Oh, good for her.
How old are you? Shoot, I'm 29. Huh?
It was me. That's right, I did it.
Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. Man, this poor girl doesn't get a break every time she shows up. So Maggie's just it's like the only thing I think the only reason why she doesn't come up as often is because she's not a main character in that sense. But the amount of times we've seen her in trouble. Yeah, it was me. If it was, you have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Stop doing that with your jacket, Jesus Christ. Stay boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. The girl is the only one who could have committed a crime, and for one simple reason. Oh, reason for suspicion, okay. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. You know, there's still people who could also just pick a lock. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? There's also people who could have stolen the master key. Making it all the more probable as she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying she used the master key? This can open every office door. Its use is controlled by security staff. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. You might have tennis players are looking exactly like that.
Moment man!
Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's here. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated.
What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal.
Well, you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Yeah, absolutely. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Can I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please.
I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 AM, sir.
What do you mean by missing?
As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it.
See, that's what I'm saying. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words.
I'm not lying, sir.
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now.
I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir.
I like your story. And where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again.
I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it.
Yeah. Yeah, pal, trust me. You don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth.
But... You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office.
A motive? Didn't we already establish that it was that? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried to save. It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Alright. And 10. From the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. How do you know it's wiped down? Were we talking so loudly that you could hear? Ah. Well, I'm not sure about the German voice actors yet, because I couldn't find like a list, an up-to-date list of German voice actors for this release yet. I'm not sure.
Einspruch!
He does sound familiar as hell, though. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? No. His name is the same in German, by the way. His name is the same in German. He has a different name in French, though. In French, he's called Benedict. Benedict, I think? Something. Why not? There's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. Oh, on the other hand, how would she know about the secret safe? It's not even about the wiped off prints, it's about the fact that how would she even know about the Benjamin, not Benedict. Ex-Benedict. How would she have known about the safe? Or would security get told about the safes? It's also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. It's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Hey. What made you... What's the angry face all of a sudden?
It's all my fault.
What do you mean?
It's Jim.
He knew about the existence of the secret safes.
What did you just say?
We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes.
And that means... Yeah, I know, I only just told him too. Obviously it was wrong of me to tell him. Still can't quite believe it. The thief who broke into your room was probably Jim.
Now he's claiming that the victim was a thief.
And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. Killing is going a bit too far even in your risky profession. But you're still accusing Maggie of the murder. Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was a thief, he wouldn't have a key to his office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It's Jim who stole the master key.
Who would put a master key out there? Like, in a position like this, though? Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us, unless you retreated from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief?
I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense.
I see no honor.
Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man.
Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? This is my office!
You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Hatchwood's office. I see.
No, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You're all suspects of varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show. Ineligible.
Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit.
Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself.
But sir...
We have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from a crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman, we will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. But don't disappoint me, you hear? Why did this man pair a white jacket like that with his pink shirt anyway? Horrible. Horrible.
Also, why am I leggy? What's happening? March 14, 4:18 a.m. Prosecutor Building, 12th floor hallway. What is it, the prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable.
Please maintain your professionalism, detective.
I want to find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence, you'll see, sir. You've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then what now?
So my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. I keep trying to say her name as Bride for whatever reason. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway.
Really, sir?
For example, this hallway. The linchpin of this argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Ah. Okay, and this is how I talk to you, huh? Detective Gumshoe, you look rather intrigued by something. Care to share? It's nothing, but I noticed that Mr. Portsman calls his partner Jim. And detective in that Sunday night drama, All My Cops, is named Jim, too. I've heard one of them is a big fan of that show. You seem to know a little something about it yourself. I take it you watch it too? Of course. Tight bond of friendship between prosecutor and detective is great, sir. There's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have. Friendship, detective? I think you're mistaking it with Jesus! Can you say that, sir? And after all we've been through, too. Aww. Why do I got an achievement for that. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, I'm sure. Of course, sir. So anything and everything with A, but check. Okay, yes. Yes, I know. Here, evidently collected. Okay, for information on. Leads it's healthy. Ah, good job, sir. Deductive reason. What's deductive reasoning? Okay, he's trying.
Hi, Maggie.
I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case.
I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this looks like a dream.
A dream where I'm being cross-examined by D. Miles Ashworth. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with why. Oh, okay. No, wait. Present the master key. So when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 AM, sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 AM. I was just sitting down on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. And I'm sure that between those 2 times, it was not just gone but stolen, sir. The key went missing from approximately 1 until 2:30. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place?
It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window.
Always, you say, except for this time, correct?
Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge.
To use the master key? For what? Have you ever met the victim before?
Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir.
That sounds like fun. Just once I'd love to play with them.
It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir.
On second thought, I don't think I'd fit on all that well with them. What did you mean by you used the master key?
Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right?
Ah. What is it?
That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir.
What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird, quickly. Oh?
It was around 12 AM. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir.
And that's when you loaned the master key to him?
No way! It's against regulations to loan a master key out to anyone. I walked Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir.
I see.
And then, what happened after that?
She's so cute in all of these pictures, I love her.
Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30, I think.
So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. A letter shift, Jock Sportsman. Well, considering I already forgot his first name, I did not pick up on the pun. Hold on. That's suspicious. I doubt you can say that you never left your keys at home, detective. Oh, I see. Okay, Jack Portsman. Jock Sports. Okay. No, I did not pick up on that one. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. Alright. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective? She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit.
But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Well, so I thought until a few hours ago. But before I was about to clock out for the night.
You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct?
Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures.
Oh, I feel so bad for her.
Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I even managed to be named a criminal just when I've become a security guard.
That's a lot to go through in one lifetime.
I know, and just when I thought I'd finally found my happiness, I wound up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck.
You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation.
Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help.
Good. Sounds like a plan. So, the master key was stolen and it was used twice. Does this give me anything new? Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story.
No way, pal. I mean, sir.
You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30, correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time.
Nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw the contradiction like a pro. I totally forgotten all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right. It was around the very time that I realized the master key was missing.
And?
Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir.
Girl! You pretended.
Yeah, I used my house key, made it look like I was locking up, sir.
So, in actuality, you never did relock the door then?
Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly.
Miss Bird unlocked the door, but master key was stolen, so she could not lock it up. Oh, Well, that's gonna be fascinating. Don't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny.
Yeah, look at...
It's a good way. I don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to God, no signs that the lock was picked either, so... Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle, might they think. However, to see if it is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. Well, it does make sense. I won't rest until I've inspected every single... Oh, okay, that's just where he says every single time. Okay.
Isn't it us missing all serious files, sir?
No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. Seem to be a few pages missing. A thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these old files about, sir? I guess you've got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly, it's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were.
Then that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right?
It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. I don't know why anyone would care about such an old case.
What are you doing here?
So you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth? To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly post-haste.
Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open.
Oh, gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. Who's this guy again? I know I'm blocking them, but... Did the voice not tip you off? Did the voice not tip you off? Doors locked tight. But the old credit card trick won't work here, huh, Miss Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Aha! So I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is. Would I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? But wait. This one is... No, hold on. This one is locked. But wouldn't this one be his office? Yeah, I mean, it's literally the only other one we have here. So it must be... Let's see. There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Huh? You know you're right. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means... What, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door, but how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine... prints on the doorknob. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey you, yeah you pal, do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, what did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, detective. Sir, I found only Mr. Portsman and Mr. Faith's print on his doorknob. Only two people's prints are found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's print should be on this knob as well. Whose print should also be on his doorknob? Well, the person who apparently had the master key and opened the door. Did you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean? Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. What have we here? Oh. What have we here? What are you? What is this? Oh, a scrap of paper. I get it, sir. Let's see. There's something written on it. I bought the 3 pieces of evidence by just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. It's like a note from the victim. Yeah, and it's for Mr. Portsman. Found on the door for the absent Mr. Portsman. Well, that's weird, isn't it? Does it never hurts to take another? Oh, okay, I can just... No. What about the basketball? What's the basketball doing here? It's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. But he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. Not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in the hallway. What's the basketball hoop doing here? This used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago. So why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor? Ooh, Jesus. I need you to do something. I am confused. Wait. We need to combine something. No. What am I missing? So this is most certainly Portsman's office. What am I missing? What have we not checked? I've talked to you. What about you? Everything alright? Yes, sir! You must know I weighed myself this morning. I'm finally at 154 pounds. I don't know how much that is, but good for you. Congratulations. But I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice, stay focused or you may start to lose even more weight. What? What am I supposed to do? I think I have everything. Right? How do I... No. Oh, it's the same thing, no matter what button I press. Gumshoe, what do I do? While talking to people, you just go up to them and you ask them. Press IA. You can talk about whatever topic you pick. Yeah, okay. Evidence on introduce presented to no reply. For sure. Oh, maybe I. Showing different people different things. You can see. Yeah, okay, okay. To open Mr. Portsman's office up for him a number of times before. Also had the chance to see the inside of his office out on a number of occasions too. He's got shelves upon shelves of sports memorabilia, trophies, and awards in it. To the point where it's almost beyond gaudy, sir. And maybe I just feel that way because I'm jealous, since I don't have even a single one. Don't say that, Maggie. I'll make a special Guard of the Month award just for you. Thanks for trying, but I've already got a mountain of consolation prizes, sir. Prove it just how unbelievably unlucky my life has been. Yes, getting an award from you just isn't the same as getting a real award, sir. Oh, that hurts. I'm so confused. I think I have everything. Just a lonely security guard, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to guard it. Like talking to another gumshoe. Okay, that's not helpful then. Have I checked anything? Yeah, no. Okay. What about the... These phone numbers on a number plate alone should proclaim those to be my office. Oh. Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir. Ah. To be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know? Although the idea they can be so easily removed is kind of... You think they were swapped? If you just swap this side with this one, and then it's like, oh hey Maggie, can you please open my door for me? And it's really dark because it was the middle of the night. Would she have? Would that have worked? I don't understand what else I need to do though. Okay, so basic logic, but I don't have anything I can put together. The funniest thing is it's both left buttons give you this. I can't put anything else together. Oh, okay. I don't understand what the game wants from me, I'm sorry. I feel like we have everything in here. Talk to you, I've talked to you, I've checked out the basketball hoop. Okay, wait, I haven't inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. Okay. Oh! Goodness. Okay, you can just move up again. Doors lock tight. 1, 2, 3. I take it that this is Mr. Portsman's office. Yeah, you can mistake it because of the basketball hoop set. That reminds me, Mr. Portsman actually wanted room 1202 really badly. Since you were already occupying it in Satchel, we put him next door, sir. So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd? Yeah, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. Why am I wasting time thinking about this? Oh, I didn't see that I could just, you know, move up and down again. I was like, oh, well, I guess I suddenly am stuck to the lower part then. Wasn't first in basketball. Hoop! Can't believe you put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office. Pretty useful, sir. I've been lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. You had the same office and yet you still managed to get lost? It's still not everything. What? What else? Door itself? A minimalist, classy door made of top quality wood. It's kind of majestic too. Fits in really well with the ambience of the prosecutor's office. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of those. Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne? I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. Shoo! Good evening. This basketball property of Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match. Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. It doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game. Although I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball. That isn't the point you should be focusing on, Detective. You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. Bad, Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach him to clean his toys up after he's done playing. I think we've reached the end of this conversation. Okay. Okay. This. Oh my god! I did. Oh, yeah, right. I see it now. There's lines in the floor. It's not in the exact same position it was in for a long time to have left an imprint. What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey! How about a game? That's okay, Detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. That's a shifter when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I better take note of this. Sitting in front of Portsman's office, their sign says it's been moved. There we go! Aha! Okay. Okay, thank you, man. Least we had prosecuted in this series so far. Well, they couldn't give us Payne as an introductory prosecutor, as a tutorial, because that guy wouldn't kill someone. He's unfortunate, and he's sucks to be him every time he has to go up against Phoenix in court, but he's not a murderer. Looking around in this hallways are actually paid off quite handsomely. How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too. I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer. Well, I think that's personal bias. And you, of course. That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come on, man, it's time to knock on Truth's door. Ooh. Okay. Whatever you say. Sportsman, I finished processing the bloody letter, sir. Alright, let me take a gander. Pass it here. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Oh! What the fuck? Fingers and let's get Payne to prosecute that as well. Huh. Well, evidence detective, come shoot. End of the line for you, Portsman. We got you now. None of your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. This is some kind of joke. It's not a joke. We know, Mr. Portsman. Are you the guilty party in this case? You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job? I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who'd have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? Yeah, he was also my fucking adoptive dad. And a piece of shit. And a murderer. And... many other not very nice words.
The legendary prosecutor never lost a single case for 40 long years.
There was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me, and I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me because they won't work? The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only take you a hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves? Even though you've yet to prove anything. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but... A harebrained idea? There's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. No. Sorry, but we're not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something. I'll show you what I'm basing my accusations on. With evidence.
Dun, 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 dun.
Alright.
The master key.
I believe you were able to open my office door with the master key, no less. Wait, hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. It sure is. It sure is. That's why I thought it funny. Harebrained. Normally referring to hairs like bunnies. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right, you used your finger to direct this person to open my door with a key.
Nindas!
You'd ask Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, kinda forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? But the room you had Miss Bird open at the time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we?
I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir.
See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yeah, but if you had misled her to fool into thinking what you wanted. And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example.
That's right, they do slide up pretty easily.
Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine.
The hoopa!
What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room? Oh, wait. There we go.
The basketball hoop, sir?
Yeah. It's quite a peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why I left an unusually strong impression on it. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor.
Yeah, boy. That's very true, sir. Because there was a basketball hoop sitting there, I thought the door's opening had to be Mr. Portsman's.
There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit it in front of my office, to be sure. I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Is it? Conjecture. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. Also, like, claiming to have been in his office the entire time, so you didn't hear two separate shots go off, you didn't think to check, like, right next door. It's like, oh my god, I just heard a gun go off 2 times. Nah. Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. Hey! The jacket's not dirty, have you know? I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down. Full intent to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. Ooh! You were in your room the entire time? No, I don't think so. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How was that a lie? And this is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? I'll explain in full detail for you. You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Miss Bird opened for you.
That's just nonsense.
You've no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence.
No way.
This is proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you. Your one is still locked. I had your door dusted for prints. My door? Huh, what for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You're sure good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Further, all of the prints in my office's doorknob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because you heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said, when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. Oh, he's one of those just starts laughing, huh?
Just what's so funny, pal?
Well, the look of stiff seriousness on the face of this officer's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me simply too much to bear. There's nothing else like it in the world. What?
So Edward just explained it all and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already.
And as I said earlier, it's also circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints. Well, I can readily confess that I wiped that knob down well.
Eh?
I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch the doorknob that you had touched. Ah, that's cheap! That's so cheap, dude. That's why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there.
You made that up just now, didn't you?
Furthermore, for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like, early evening, for example? Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse.
That just is a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size.
You can prove that, can you? No, unfortunately we can't.
Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir.
Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 AM, correct? There was then idiot that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's a perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe.
Sir, yes, sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. As down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 a.m.
You see? All of the evidence points to him being the culprit, so there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Oh, let's find it. And if he's not outright lying yet, let's just press him until he does hook up. It goes after around 2 a.m. You are correct, it was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then and make no mistake, it was 2. Oh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. And it was then that you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. It is as you say, however, you're the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see. Oh, come now, I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit. At exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit? Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my stories. Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you at around that time. See, you have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Possible, he actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden sullen look on your face?
You say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think we've reached the end of the line. It's time to get off this crazy train. You there.
Sir.
Please escort the young lady out. But remember, be gentle.
Maggie!
Detective Gumshoe!
No! Moment, Mom!
Is there anything I can do? There must be a way to turn the situation around. I only had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? The intruder I met could not have been Portsman, then who could it have been? I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic. Okay. Evidence points to the shelves being disturbed once before and once after the murder, but who's to say that the person who did it the second time is the same as the first? Which could mean there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Maybe the victim and his killer weren't the only visitors to my office tonight. And then the victim's gun I found could be another gun, and another visitor. If indeed there were 2 culprits, then that resolves the contradiction behind our murder weapon. Despite the fact that there are 2 bullets here in this room, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, leaving the possibility that the other bullet was fired from the other visitor's gun. Furthermore, if you suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back... Ha! Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great, so you finally come to your senses.
Mr. Edgeworth! Sir, what are you saying?
This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. Thief?
But sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction? Why are you talking so slowly?
Sort of contradiction in the facts. Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight.
What do you mean, 2?
It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office.
Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? Why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into the office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance to install Mr. Faith's gun from him and then killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. He's standing there. Have a good night, Mal. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my face. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left a fake dying message behind. Such a complicated troublemaker, you know that. Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another visitor, sir. Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room. And then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. You stole no file, right, sir? Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during their brief encounter. So the shell's getting messed up twice in the 2 bullets. It was all because 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times. Precisely. So, now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief, and was not in fact Mr. Faith's killer. The alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit. What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right. It would indeed run on my alibi, which is with some scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there's still one defining point of your argument, for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something. I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is the person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. The thief you ran into should be a real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for the thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course! Now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussions. I don't think it's at all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Okay.
Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith?
Nah, it's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap.
You know the sofas in the hallway. He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. And what of the evidence he brought?
Everything's related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant.
Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. Brought me 2 items, a gun and a pendant that are related to yesterday's case. There was 3 pieces of evidence. Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read. Carefully.
It says that Mr. Faith is bringing 3 pieces.
Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman.
I can't believe it. To get tripped up by simple arithmetic.
Where's the missing piece of evidence?
Hey, it's...
You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe.
You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Don't come any closer. I'm warning you.
Still part of the investigation, pal, so don't even think about stopping me.
No! What's this?
Is you going to sleep again, so take that chance? Oh, have a good night, Akira. I hope you can get some rest.
Get this on him, sir.
Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. Why would you hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to the person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. The section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. Oh, K8 incident, alright.
Ooh, and it's bloody. It's blood, isn't it?
Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh.
You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood?
No. You've got it all wrong. No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way into this video.
Yeah, it's totally suspicious.
Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even if you were to examine this tape for fingerprint. I've had to take a guess. I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderers, you and Mr. Faith.
No, impossible. I...
Ew! I'm not sure that's very healthy.
Portsman has been placed on arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir.
Very good.
And the results we got back from the lab tags on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. Flower came back and was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you so very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I get to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir.
It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies.
I was nothing, really. Compared to what I've been through, I mean... I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. Oh my god. If it had been a hold-up or hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person.
It tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail.
You know something, sir? Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor.
And why would you say he was corrupt?
Well, I heard there were a number of suspicious things related to his court cases.
There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? And to say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons.
Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession.
I never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near that topic, he just calmed down. Although we can be pretty certain it was to steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh, well. If the Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lends credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this.
The Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy.
I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to this piece of evidence.
Nindas!
The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it is. And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint?
Edgeworth, sir.
Yes?
Came across this while I was processing your office earlier. This card. Ooh. What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there?
Not just any bird. It's the mark of the raven. A three-legged raven. Even you should know what it is, Detective.
Oh, it's about the thing, isn't it? The grey thief everyone's talking about?
Yes, it is the mark of the grey thief, Yatagarasu. Woo! Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Though we don't know much about the thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. Theft is always performed in silence, and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media. Along with this single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance.
Miss Ashwell, look! Something's written on the back. Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files.
The person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. Return of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Am I even saying that right? Probably not. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. But they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. The end! Wow! Almost 2 hours for the very first case, goddamn! It's gonna be a long game, isn't it? Oh! No, I can't. It's making me very, very mad. It's just a little bit. I know that Ace Attorney has never had instant text, but I got used to the text speed in the first game. But this one, it's so slow sometimes. It's like, please. How is it still so slow even though I'm reading it out loud?
But yeah, let's get started with the next one.
See how far we can get with this one. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. It's very nice, very nice. The whole actually moving around and inspecting stuff is a lot of fun. Hello? Go you! Yes, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet in the air, to be precise. Thank you for flying GoU Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We're asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts.
Is it mine though? Oh, good. Hello? Okay, yes, it is mine. Elias Hugo Hughes.
What the heck happened?
I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare. 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. Again. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. Please!
Speak faster!
I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight, though admittedly I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Oh! What's this? Travel wallet. That's not mine. Why is someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? Oh, my head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later. I'll hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake like turbulence to an elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. That was when I was still but a young child. This could have been a murder that happened in an elevator. How long am I going to let my past haunt me? How do you put an elevator into an airplane? What the fuck kind of airplane is this? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. Oh!
Byakuya Togami!
What in the world happened? Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. He's dead! Calm down. You mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. Sorry, something happened. You murderer! No, you have it all wrong. It wasn't me. Oh man. Now he gets to understand what it feels like to once again be found for... It's cute. Oh my god, yeah, what is happening with the back of her hair? Everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. And one of you would like to attend us today, Rhoda Tenero. Unfortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight.
Accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse there was a murder. Murder? What's going on this flight?
Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So until we are up to this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated.
Someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off!
Please, there's no need to feel threatened. We've already apprehended the culprit. No, the suspect, not the culprit. I ask that everyone please remain calm.
What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? I cannot talk anymore.
My name's Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor, and I assure you I'm not the killer.
Being a prosecutor doesn't make you capable of murder, buddy.
Listen here, I'm not the killer. I simply found the body.
That's what they all say.
So you say, however, I'm sure that you're the perpetrator of this crime. I swear my honor as a professional flight attendant.
Girl, what's your fucking problem?
Oh, is that right? I know what I saw. And there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? Look at his giant fucking law book there. Jesus. About his self-report, so he doesn't seem like the imposter. Can I tell you something? The first time I played Among Us, I ran across someone's body and I didn't understand what button I had to press. And then someone else passed me by and obviously saw me next to a body and pressed it and was like, "You were the murderer, you wanted to selfish," but I'm like, no, I never played this game before, I didn't know what button to press, and then you came by and they voted me out. Even though I was telling the truth. It wasn't me, I was the killer, I just didn't know what button to press. We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just idly bow while I get accused of murder. Miss Tenero, is it? Yes. I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance? To do what? A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now.
What's a hi, Sammy? Good evening.
That's a cute sprite. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing me to give a proper defense. Can a professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous? Ooh, get her. You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. I can't help it. I have to go somewhere on this fucking screen. Of course, as you wish. Big flight attendant. Oh yeah. Good, very well then. Let's get started. Sure, we've seen his face before. I will do no such thing. I would be blocking even more actually if I turned on mini mode. By the way, I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. Maybe she's the murderer. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. What Miss Tenero saw. So to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant, what the fuck does you being a flight attendant have to do with you telling the truth? Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon. So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land. I wasn't holding the murder weapon. What are you saying? What? That's it? That's the evidence? I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? No. Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it.
Look at his smug smile. He's like, yeah.
It is a very, yes, very, very much so. The wallet? Miss Tenero. What is it with the yelling all of a sudden? Force of habit. Oh, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct? Yes, all the blood. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine. I'm sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. Ooh! I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Mr. Nair. Impossible. Now then, do you still think I'm the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet? I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did. As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained, but if you would be so kind as to take a whiff. I think you'd agree it's only grape juice. It's not even wine. It's not even wine. Then... That's right, you mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist. I mean, I think I saw something in the elevator that very much was dripping with blood, but we haven't found it yet, so... There, I should clear up that pesky accusation. Wait just a sec. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. Yeah, what? What? I demand that you show me what's inside, please. She's trembling and attacked on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside, even you can tell from its appearance that it's light. No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of the wallet for myself. Hi, Boom! She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Mr. Nero, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me. Alright. I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. Republic of Bohemia. Oh yeah, we're using the rearranged songs, yeah. Seems like this passport is all that's in here. As you saw, there's nothing but a passport inside. As long as your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree? Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. P. Hicks. Akbe. It says... Just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Akbe Hicks. Makes it the victim's property. Okay, what kind of fucking Akbe Hicks? I don't know what kind of player that's supposed to be. Picked up off the floor in front of the elevator. There's supposed to be a passport inside. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you? You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. True, but I woke up with it and I don't remember getting it. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. As you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I found it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks's money, weren't you? Huh? So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect your foul play? Her smile going like... So good. God! Forced having to wait until the text goes through on its own is making me so mad. I wonder if I might get a word in, Mr. Nero. What is it now? Mr. Nero, I wonder if you noticed the contradiction within your own testimony. What are you talking about? It's simply possible that the motive for this murder was monetary theft. One glance at the crime scene should have told you that. What about the scene will prove that the motive for the murder was not the money? All the money that's literally still on the ground. If you may direct your attention to the things strewn all over the floor. That's right, the floor is covered in bills and coinage. By your rationale, these were the very things the killer was after. I think we can assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with his killer. And I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there was no effort made by the killer to gather the money. But the wallet... Yes, the wallet. You will also recall that the only thing in it was Mr. Hicks' passport. If you're really insisting that it was a crime based on greed, and you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet.
Hey.
Wow! Well, that was quick.
What the heck? You're saying the attendant's wrong? So the guy isn't the killer?
Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. Will you all please be quiet? Mr. Nero.
Yes?
You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark and looking into the light from the elevator. It's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought that I was the killer.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Thank you for releasing me.
What is it now?
Mr. Nero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged. It sounds like Virginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another tenant on this flight who...
I said that he's giving the runabout. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well. See? You, the attendant.
Yes, sir?
I want this person to be under arrest until we arrive at the airport.
I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for?
What is it you want? I'm finished talking to the likes of you.
Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land.
You! How dare you try to waste my time?
You were the one who stuck your nose into my affairs.
I wanted to spend even at least one more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know where you are. See through you.
I know where you are.
What? Insolvent. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English.
Oh, I should hope I'm not monetarily bankrupt, but I don't think that's what you mean. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name.
I'm Cinco Blanc II. I'm a very wealthy man in the Virginia.
Okay.
I'm not an ordinary rich man. I'm an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty.
Okay. Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now?
Pardon?
When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout?
I have to explain. Unbelievable. I'll say once and only once. I don't have even a second to waste time. Is money, as I say.
You are literally, currently, on a plane. You cannot go anywhere else until we've landed. Also, look at the fucking movie poster in the back. License to love, love, maim, and murder. What the heck is that about? Yes, and yet you continue to blather on.
I saw, yes I did. I saw the victim go onto the elevator. Going down to the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock.
Uh-huh. So? And what's the significance of that time? 6, he says.
Wait, you saw him at 6?
What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? They'd have a steal samurai poster.
He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body?
Well, it was a little after that patch of turbulence. I would say around 6:50.
Ah. Hicks was his name, was it? They say the man Hicks was killed in a 50-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at that time was this prosecutor, yes? You have so much going on with your outfit. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time. Me too, I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. One fine glass of grape juice? Only one?
I'm still eating, still haven't finished, see? The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose? No complaint, I see. Not a single word against this, right?
I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me.
Oh, so you say. But do you have what you say, the evidence?
Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you're quite certain in what you saw, enough to give testimony?
Of course, I was looking at the man the whole time. He's playing with that annoying little small machine the whole time.
Machine?
Yes, or what you people call it in English, yes? I mean, crazy with the click, click, click.
In the description, it sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe what Mr. Millbong is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. A simple cell phone. A laptop organizer I can see, but it's kind of low budget.
I hate that noisy little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty, all it produces is ugly sound. Anyway, not what I saw.
Mr. Nero. Yes? I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit.
I don't like the sound of that. Fox in a duck pen. Yes, I think that's how you say it in English.
It's Fox guarding the henhouse, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Mr. Nero, if you wait until we arrive, there's a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say.
Ha! This should not be approved.
Please, Mr. Lavallard, in an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back.
Oh, look at her little... You're not planning to erase evidence when you're doing your investigation, yes?
Of course not.
We will see.
Can you stop stroking that little... whatever it is?
Mr. Ashworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. But unbelievable.
I'm in your debt, Mr. Nero. However, there's one condition. I'm to supervise you. Can you agree to that? Of course. I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural as I'm still a suspect in this case. I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to use Y to talk. Attempted to scene of the crime. First floor lounge. Oh. I see, so we get someone helping us out every single time that we can talk to. Ooh, yay! Look at that! Yay! Ooh. It's 12. First floor lounge. Hehehe. I want to thank you for your help back there, Mr. Nero. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you. Okay, fair. Your standing with me hasn't changed one iota. I see. I will bear that in mind. I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that we reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you're not making progress. And when we do, he asks that you please return to your seat at that time. So my time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, does it? I'll have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, he made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, and no one can move between those two classes and first class without a staff keycard. And he found no record of the keycard being used at all. Which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. Funny. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered either. Alright. Now then, let's get started. But where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. Crime occurred between 6 AM and 6:15. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which will make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Higgs, it means that the killer was around somewhere. Who's point to where the killer could have been? You third-rate killer, third-rate. Fight that, fight that. If you are to believe what you say is true, then yes. The first order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. Alright. well... Some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence. Oh, we must clean it up or someone might get hurt. Huh. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Found some very important evidence. Footprints. What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree they're a set of footprints. Some spilled grape juice on the floor in front of the elevator. So you think... Yes, these belong to our killer. Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class. I don't think that will be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match. Oh, I see. Oh, she looks so dejected. She's like... Okay. What floor does this elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard. So the only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second, huh? Victor's body is found inside the elevator that connects one... Okay, what are you? What is this sinister looking figure on the floor here? Oh, that's a piggy bank from our company mascot, Captain Ugo. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. The bank is a limited edition and so popular that we're down to our last one. You have an in-flight shop? Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks's body was discovered. There's blood on here. Could this have been a murder weapon? The blood on it is still fresh. Could this be the murder? Alright, what are you? Something sticking out of his pocket. Hope you won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. Looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. Oh, where did his phone go? Souvenir picture, perhaps. Where did his phone go? Oh, it was hanging off with his lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. I could just put my finger on it. Ah. No, wait, how do I... Deduce it. Deduce it. Yeah. Ah, I'm learning. I think. Mr. Hicks's machine is nowhere to be found. His machine? His cell phone, Mr. Nero. So I guess because it's not here... Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Victims supposedly have one, but it has gone missing. Did the killer take it? Wow, that's an interesting looking phone, for sure. Okay. What else do I have? Oh, anyone was expecting to find a dead body in the an elevator on this flight. So Mr. Hicks, he's really dead? Yes. He's trembling, although I can't fault it for that when there's a corpse right here. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. Stupid. I see she's over the trembling now, although new symptoms seem to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks's hat. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. One on the back of Hicks's hat suggests blunt force trauma, but what caused it? Probably the... Even his glasses are broken. Victim's glasses are broken. Were they broken during his murder? This should work, right? I said there was blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death. Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes, what is it? The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Well, aren't we deserving of the mass of the obvious title? What do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon. I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps Mass of the Oblivious would be more befitting. Usually on display at the in-flight shop found at the crime scene with blood on it. The killer must have been in the elevator with him. Sure, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. Only I could prove that the killer rode the elevator with Hicks. Alright.
I have it.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder.
What? Really?
Yes, it's rather simple, actually. Proof is in the pudding, or rather the grape juice in this case. These footsteps here confess to me this very fact, that someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person. But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? If you take a look at our victim's shoes, you can see the soles are spotless. Which means Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There was actually one other person inside the elevator.
Spilled during the turbulence looks like footprints and something being dragged.
What's going on over there?
Unforgivable, this is unforgivable. Do you understand what I'm saying? The movie's late. It's the same level of bad as if the plane arrived late.
But the movie...
But I will not talk to you anymore, you're just wasting my time.
What's the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there's no emergency, please return to your seat, sir.
Do not tell me what to do, I need not to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you're innocent yet?
If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now.
What? Nonsense. Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken?
Not mistaken, merely that there's room for that. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more.
Fine, shoot yourself.
Why do you keep making finger guns at me? Or singular finger gun, I guess.
I'm certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator. It was when the needles of my pocket watch pointed to the 6th and the 12th. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at the time, must be the criminal.
That's not how that works. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusion seems to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me.
So, my eyewitness testimony, if you think you can destroy it, then come, let me see. Hurry, do I look like a man who's having the time to wait for you?
You seem so irritated. I'm the one accused of murdering. Why is he so irritated, though? Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow and fast. Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at the time?
Of course, I saw what was inside.
And you are sure that the victim was in the elevator alone?
Yes, the only person inside was a Mr. Hicks man.
This outbreak is a bit too important to let go. The only person inside was a Mr. Hicks man. I don't think so. Mr. LeBlanc.
What is it?
There's a very glaring contradiction in your testimony.
What do you mean?
Just take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There are the spilled grape juice.
Yes, and will you admit you also spilled it with the blood?
No, it spilled itself during turbulence. But the interesting thing here is a set of grape juice footprints.
Footprints?
Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive.
Who?
That's an interesting spray. There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? In English, if you could. Can you please translate for us? No way, that's totally impossible. I guess is what he said.
No way, that is totally impossible. I know there was no other person in there. I saw with my own eyes.
Why are her eyes so empty?
If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us.
I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. But then what does it mean? What about his contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me?
Sure. I was very upset when Mr. Higgs passed by my seat. So I was checking the time over and over again. Happened to follow the man with my eyes when he passed me. I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. I swear there was no one else inside, no one.
I know his accent keeps changing, I'm sorry. Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down.
What? There you do have an issue with my eyewitness testimony.
No, not at all. Please forget I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let his testimony stand as the truth. Very upset. Why were you checking the time over and over again? Why were you so attentive to the time?
Because something unforgivable was happening.
Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier.
I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time. In money. You understand?
Movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? Oh? Summary of the plot and start time. Interesting. For all your dietary needs, best restaurant in the skies, featuring items from the world's finest restaurants, treat yourself to the cuisine of the gods. Movie was scheduled to start at exactly 6. And then you will get food sometime towards the middle of the movie. Okay. Thank you for choosing Go U Airlines. We wish you have a pleasant flight. If you require assistance at any time, please use the call button above your seat and a flight attendant will be with you shortly. Meals will be served at the time shown, but probably complimentary snacks and drinks. And will be served. I don't know. License to love, maim, and murder. Genre suspense, hard-boiled action. Runtime 120 minutes.
They're supposed to show license to love, maim, and murder. Cannot see the movie in my country, you can only see it on international flights. I look forward greatly to that movie. I check my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. So my watch is not wrong and matched the schedule. But the movie was still late, yet very, very late.
Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it, if that's alright. Well, I wanted to see when I started, so I checked my pocket watch. All time shown correspond to a departure time zone. Aren't you on the wrong time? No? Mr. LeBlanc, could you please take a look at this piece for me?
In American dollars. I say it was worth around $9.99.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Were you not intending to sell it to me?
It's not for sale. No? No? Wait. This movie you mentioned, is it the one listed in the Sky magazine?
Yes. I'm so looking forward to watching License to Love, Maim, and Murder.
Mr. Nero, was this movie shown in this flight?
Yes, it was shown at the scheduled time.
Isn't it possible you simply slept through it by accident?
Nonsense, you doubt me.
Yeah, I do.
No, stop pointing at me like that.
God, how did he miss a movie that I was clearly hoping to see?
I checked my pocket watch a great number of times, so much I know for sure.
What is set to your destination? Oh, that's why. Sorry. Yeah, set to your destination's time. That's... It's departure time. Departure time. There we go. Pointed it on the wrong thing. Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. No, if your watch has been set to a destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination.
Yes, and the correct time is worth its 6 cents.
I would like you to take a look at this. If you believe the Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time for our departure time though. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Mr. Nero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now? Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point. That's right, it was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Shangfa. But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now we're still running on Bulgarian time. What? The time difference between Bulgaria and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1,000,000 cents on that. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior at 3 AM. What the fuck kind of sprite is that? This should clear up all of the remaining accusations.
It's kind of hacking windy.
This basically widens the time frame for the time of death. It's basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right? Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 AM. It means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:50. Question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing?
I've got something to say.
And you are?
Yeah, oh. I'm Cammy Mealy. I'm a flight attendant.
And what does he wish to say?
I think your story's a little different from how I remember it.
What do you mean, Cammy?
I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in a seat at 5 AM, you know.
But how can you be so sure of the time?
Oh, that's right. He pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point.
We were making a brief stop to refuel and transfer cargo in the Republic of Shangfa between 4 and 5 AM. We asked that all passengers remain on board at that time. Thank you for your cooperation. And what's the other one? Send for a reader. Superb class juice to 10 of our lucky readers.
Why is it all grape juice? No one's drinking any alcohol in this game.
So we made for refueling a cargo transfer in Shangfa, correct?
Yes, it was from 4 to 5 AM according to our clocks.
And during that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did any new ones board this flight?
No. Not a single person got off or on in Shangfa.
What about the flight crew?
The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off, but eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on a plane.
So basically, I can assume that no one left or got on since our initial take. Interesting, I should keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you Mr. Ackley Hicks was there in the seat when you took off again at 5 AM.
Okay. Alright then, that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15. That's still more than an hour.
Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth?
I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Shangfa. Ah.
You were here the whole time from 5, yes? You're the only one who could be the killer.
Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 AM onwards? Unfortunately, yes.
But then how do we explain the footprints? Isn't that obvious? This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in his lounge, waited to kill him. And then he put the corpse into the elevator. That is when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the 2nd floor does not matter. This entire incident concluded here in this lounge.
Everything happened in this lounge? Is that what you really believe, Mr. Lamau?
Why? Do you have another idea?
I simply feel that there's something out of place in the scenario you presented. Is there something that can tie this crime to a location other than this lounge? Yeah. If this thing was bought in the flight shop. The murder weapon, this little piggy bank, is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there, and is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious?
Such a trivial point. It only means you repaired it, taking it from the shop first before coming here. It doesn't prove you're innocent at all.
Is there no way to win with this man? If I may.
What is it?
You see, well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says.
Huh, and why do you know this so well?
Well, it's just that the piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes. And when was it? It was maybe around 540? Why is it always the 5s and the 4s that gave me so much trouble? Isn't it just before we hit that patch of turbulence? That's right.
You were in the shop just before the turbulence.
Yes I was. Come to think of it. Mr. Nero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door. Yes, I did. And what is beyond that door? And that's the flight attendant's room.
Then you were on the first floor.
Yes. I had to do something at the shop in the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room. Are you saying you passed by me at some point? Yes, you seemed really into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by. No, I guess not. I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was. Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there.
Why did you go to the shop in the first place?
I went there for a work-related matter?
Work, you say?
Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities.
Why did you not say anything about it until now is what I want to know.
Yeah, that's a great question. In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well. Shall we head over there then? What is it now? Aren't you forgetting something, Ms. Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten, but I've already asked him for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're alright. Huh? That's weird. What is? Well, I just talked to the captain, see, and he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Nero? I mean, she's lying. Go on, admit you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't, and yet here you are.
You, flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Pull the sheep over us?
Captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, and like you, I do things the right way. Mr. Nero, why would you do such a thing? Please excuse me. Looks like you get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth. If you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on. Something about Mr. Nero that has piqued my curiosity, but right now investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. She keeps falling asleep. She's like, yeah, okay. Let me just go check that out then. Oh boy. What happened here? So this is the in-flight shop. It's quite a mess in here. You think? I guess I have to clean things up then. Hold on. You can't clean up a potential crime scene. Ah, thank goodness. I'm cleaning so much. I mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. This piggy bank was after the crime scene. There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. Alright. What the fuck is this? What are these? Oh, those are the company's completely original line of suitcases. Directly flying out the door, that's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world, you try, then buy. No way! Either way, it doesn't really matter. Sure. Either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they've boarded the plane? Anyway, see that? Just look at all the Captain Ugo hats painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? Painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you? It is certainly making something jump inside my stomach. Hi, Raiders! Welcome in! I'm new. I like the color pink. Vision of JRPGs are currently playing a Saturn investigation. We're on the second case. How is your stream? Huh?
I guess there's no food in your refined taste. You looked like you really wanted to get one. I thought I was going to finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay?
But I never showed any interest in it to begin with.
It really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? The suitcase was designed by Ms. Rhoda.
Scenario design things.
Yeah, it was a company-wide contest.
Well, it does have a very sharp design sense.
Sharp. Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe. Really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so bleh.
The scenario design decision. It's definitely not what I would have expected. What the fuck?
You okay?
I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Millie. Letting a suitcase freely roll around has got to be a safety violation. And shaking causes it to roll. In-flight suitcase displays can be hazardous. And this game is a lot of fun. It's my first time playing the investigations game, so...
Here, I'll put it back.
Okay, what the actual hell? That's when this display case store is shattered all over the floor. And it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Wait, actually, I think there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat. Tiny captain's hat. I swear I've seen one of these before. Oh.
Tiny captain's hat.
All kinds of luxury name brand merchandise for sale in this display case. And they're lined up in just such a manner as to scream "Buy me" to any passers-by. That probably used to be in the piggy bank's hat. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get it there? Cooper must have shattered the display case glass to take— Jesus Christ. Really? Don't tell me you don't know what things go... Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in this shop.
Well, I don't. Ms. Rhoda's in charge of this place. Come on, how should I know anything?
I sense a further inspection of this display case is needed. Oh, let's look at it then.
No one knows until I've inspected everything.
The glass on his door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke it and wanted to take the piggyback. It's a bit odd that the inside of the case is so devoid of glass shards. Plus the glass broke rather cleanly.
Ah!
What is it?
I touched the glass and I cut my finger. It hurts, Miss Dashwood, it hurts.
Just tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. I mean, hold on. There's definitely something very unusual about this. If there's no glass shards on the inside, wouldn't it just mean that the piggy bank probably fell outside and through the glass during one of the during the turbulence? Doesn't that make more sense?
About what?
If the killer had broken the glass to get at the Captain Uber Bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be like that.
However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case.
No, there isn't.
Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. See, that's what I'm saying. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass. It wasn't a good theory to bank on.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor.
I wanted to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at the time too.
Yeah, that's nice.
which leads me to believe that the killer took the Captain Uber bag from here after the turbulence. And shook so much doing it that it made a huge mess of the shop. There we go. Oh. Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Millie, and listen when I'm talking. But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon. They mean the bag's not the real murder weapon, it's a fake? Yes, at this point that is a very real possibility. But then what if when the killer went to take Captain Uber, they brought the glass by accident? The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely. Yeah, but there's one person who could have. Oh, and who would that be? Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything. Miss Rhoda Tenera, huh? There's definitely something wrong here. What's with the sun yelling? Tell me, Miss Millie, don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases? Well, sure, they totally ooze strange, like the color and the such. That's not what I'm talking about, now pay attention. You're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry. These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper. Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? Hi, Raiders! Good evening! I'm new. I like the color pink, visual novels, and JRPGs. We're currently playing Esoteric Investigations. We're in the second phase. Hello, how was your stream? How was the Wuthering Waves? But I guess I take after the creator. Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Millie. Would you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind, I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. On closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. Oh no, Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she'd heard what you just said. What's wrong? She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. So, I suppose something that's not quite right. What is so unusual about this suitcase? Well, this one doesn't have any This one does have stoppers. But this one doesn't have any, so it could freely roll around. Something very peculiar about these wheels. Huh? As in? As in, there are no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying. And so it is very likely that the suitcase was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? Woo! Oh my god, that is... Is that just a render of like an actual... I don't even know what type of animal that is, but... What appeared to be unlocked? Let's take a look at what's inside. Piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood. It's blood! It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to a murder after all. Woohoo-hoo! So, explain this to me. What does the suitcase have to do with the murder? I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used the suitcase in some manner. That's just to move something, perhaps. Yeah, but are you just talking about the cloth then? That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used the suitcase to transport is... the entire body. Something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? No, because... when it started rolling, and you could see it next to his sprite, I thought to myself, wow, these suitcases are so big, you could fit a body in them. But then I thought to myself, oh, that's not where they're gonna go with it. I don't think so. And now they're going with it, and now I regret that I didn't say it out loud. On a set of suitcases, it's a beautiful pattern that's been soiled by blood. Beautiful pattern. But... In light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else. Which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location. Everybody's always moving those dang corpses. Yeah. So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it? Exactly. What is it?
Nothing, just that. I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth?
I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat.
I understand the sentiments, however, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course.
If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together. If I'm proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge, and I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Miss Millie reminded me about Miss Tenero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light.
But the truth will not come to light tonight.
For the simple reason of being so late. How do I get back to the main menu? Oh, I'm good. Oh god. Oh no. Hope Springs Airport. No. Goodbye. Okay. Yes, I want to return back to the title screen. Yay! Oh right. That I did find. Right. They did say something about like, oh, every time when you save and go back to the main screen, there's like a difference here in what it will show, like depending on where you're at, which is cool. Halfway through chapter 2, yeah! Because it's like, oh, you need to learn everything. The first chapter is always a tutorial chapter, so it's not the longest, but it's also so long that you know. But that's nice. That's okay. That means we'll get to finish this one next time. And that's just fine. I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine. No, I'm Miles Edgeworth and I am hopefully back on solid ground next stream. But I'm already liking it a lot. I like how you go about it. I like how you have your conversations, how you still get to look at things. Oh man, I was trying to see if I could set up the raid before a stupid ad came in, but I could not. Damn it. Sorry about that. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good night. Thank you so much for coming by. We will be continuing this game on Wednesday, Sunday. I'll post the schedule in a bit. But yeah, I'll see you all next time. Also for next time, I definitely need more to drink because I did not drink enough and my throat is already killing me. Have a good night. I'll see you all soon. And bye-bye. Bye-bye.